Welcome to Goshen Prepping, and might I say, 2024 is well on its way, and so far has not been the happiest of years. In fact, most people agree something major is going to happen this year. When you're preparing for crap hits the fan, there are so many different things that you need to prepare for, so many different possibilities. Yet, when it comes to prepping, there are certain things that we can do to be prepared for those things. It's kind of like across the board, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go through a small list. It's not very long. Stick to the very end because the last one is the most important. Let's get to it. The list of things we need to prepare for this amazing year, we say 2024. First, we have to take a risk assessment. And these risks are totally on you. It's all about you. You need to assess this yourself. Where do you live? Are you in a natural disaster area? What kind of natural disaster could level your area? Because they are at an increase this year. How about, are you near like a military base? Do you have to worry about like a nuclear or that kind of situation, or even an EMP? How do you stand electrically speaking? If the power goes out, are you still going to have heat? You need to take a risk assessment, even financially. Do you own your home? Do you have debt? Look at all those things around you and assess your situation, especially where you live, to see how catastrophic it could be to you when crap hits the fan. Number two, emergency supplies. And I'm certainly not going to take a lot of time on this specific section because that's all we talk about in this channel is emergency supplies. How are you set on your food, on your water, on being self-sufficient? How about other things? Be able to cook food, etc. There's so many things we can look at. Essential supplies you must have to be ready. Crap hits the fan, or even if the grid goes down, you have to be able to be as self-sufficient as possible. Number three, communication. At the very least, have a list of contacts that you can call someone for an emergency. But of course, if we're talking about a major event like the grid going down, there is calling nobody. That's not going to happen. Maybe have walkie-talkies for short distances, or a CB for a little bit longer, or even look at getting a ham radio for very long distances. They're actually surprisingly very inexpensive. In fact, I'll link one below that you can look at picking up. And the courses are super easy too. Helps you understand how this works. But at the very least, if you have a place that you need to go to, let's say you have a farm and it's a couple of hours outside the city you live, have a plan that you and your friends or family, whoever is part of your community, can meet that location in case things go down. Number four, shelter and evacuation. Whatever you do, try to plan to shelter in place. I mean, if you do have a place that literally is a cabin that's a couple hours away, that may be your go-to. But either way, find the place that should be your go-to and be ready to hunker down. Have all your preps ready to go there. People talk about getting out, bugging out as quick as possible. That's only a life and death situation. If you're not in life or death, you should stay where you're at, use your supplies there, and ride out whatever may come. I mean, granted, the riding out may take years. It may be a long time. But nevertheless, trying to just simply bug out in the middle of nowhere literally could be fatal. So shelter in place, evacuate if your life depends on it. Number five, self-defense. Now we're speaking my language. I love self-defense. I love martial arts. I love trying to be as fit as possible. If you're trying to find one specific thing, and we're not trying to get fit, by the way, let's say you're already pretty fit, then Krav Maga is probably the way you want to go. It is the most realistic, combative, brutal self-defense you can do to get yourself out of those situations. But if you're also trying to get fit, there's a whole host of them. Personally, I like Taekwondo. It really gets you flexible, mobile. Even if you're older in age, it's a great thing to do. And of course, you learn to protect yourself. But no matter what, find some kind of martial arts that you can focus on to be able to be ready to protect you and your family. Number six, financial preparedness. And at the very least, you should have an emergency fund. A few $100s, lower bills, $20 bills or less. Try not to have anything really big. You need to have some because you never know what's going to happen. Now, having an emergency fund is good, but you should always be trying to shoot for being debt-free as well. I mean, there's been situations like the Great Depression where people weren't even late on their homes, and because of the way money was destabilizing, the banks called them on their homes and they weren't able to pay it off and they lost their homes without actually being late or delinquent or anything. That's something to keep in mind. So whatever you do, try to have it so your investments and everything will be able to still play out. If we're looking at a financial crash, if you have a lot of money in stocks, they very well may go down. So diversify your money. Diversify. I like goldbacks. There's so many things you could do besides goldbacks, things to barter with, etc. And again, always have like a little fund that you can have for emergencies just in case. And finally, number seven, community. I stress this and talk about this all the time. This is the most important one, by the way. Even if you're a jack of all trades and you know so many things, you still need other people to help, get your back. Let's say you're like, I'm a great hunter and I'm a great fisherman. I can go out and who's going to watch your house? Who's going to watch your preps while you're out hunting? Not to mention, I don't know about you. I like to sleep. It's one of those nice things, and sleep comfortably without sleeping with one eye open. And that's what it's going to be like with Crap Hits the Fan. If you know you have rotation of shifts of people, even if it's just people in a small neighborhood area, it's better than nothing. Because if it's nothing, if it's just you, then sleeping with one eye open, that stress alone is going to kill you. So make sure you have a community. And by the way, how can you start a community? It's really easy. Go to your local gun store, go to the library, go to the gym, go to a tractor supply store in your town. Put up flyers. Just say, hey, we're going to meet every third Sunday of the month at such and such place at Denny's or something. And you can be completely anonymous. You don't have to give me your real name. You don't have to give me your phone number. And they could have the same thing. People would love to actually speak about the areas they know really well. Set it up so people can meet together, and you can start establishing your community now. Because listen, when crap hits the fan, there is no establishing a community. People are going to be, doing whatever they can to survive. And a lot of people in that case can't be trusted, even though they say, oh, I got your back. You don't know. You don't know these people. So establish your community now. All right, things are coming, guys. It is 2024. Put in the comments below some of the things you might be expecting this year, because, of course, people are saying it's going to be one of the worst years you haven't had in a while. I'll be the first to tell you, I hope it isn't. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter if you hope or not. We prepare for the worst case scenarios. Thanks for watching.